Welcome back, folks, to another exciting edition of Let's Play The Banner Saga. As always, I am your host, J Square John Jeremy, and last we left off, we started our grand campaign here. Our character is Ubin, and he is the leader of a caravan of what are known as Varls. Their job right now is to travel from human town to human town on the Varl-human border and collect tithes for their Varl king. Now, the ruler, the chieftain of this particular human town, Strand, he's got a bit of a situation on his hands when it comes to people vying for power, people vying for his authority. So, this human leader has basically contracted Ubin and his Varl caravan to assist him in his endeavor to wipe out the insurgents. We've been tasked to find ourselves a couple of loyalists that will follow us into battle. And now we've gotten ourselves our first notification here. I love the reaction so far that everyone has had to the game. I am thoroughly pleased with the game thus far, and am looking forward to showcasing more of it. Quick comment regarding a couple of your asks, especially in regards to captions. The game has no captions, unfortunately. The developer has announced that they will be working to include them, but in the base game itself, right now, as of now, there are no captions. So I do apologize for that. I do know that there is a slight accent, and it can be a bit difficult to understand, especially if English is not your first language. So I do apologize for that. I may work on including my own YouTube captions, depending on if I have time. But unfortunately, there are no in-game captions currently. That all being said, let's go ahead and continue with the Banner Saga. You're approached by a familiar man who walks in step with you as you're leaving the Great Hall. He cuts to the chase. Eirik, steward of Strand. I manage the governor's business. Ubin, isn't it? So, again, our character's name is Ubin, and you can see here that the game does allow for certain changes in dialogue. I can just say simply that it is. I can almost ignore him entirely and say, I'm just here for the tithe. Or I can ask him, what do you want? I think Ubin, from what we understand of him right now, is a bit non-confrontational as far as getting in people's faces. We saw him in the very first episode kind of step off to the side and let his subordinates do all the fighting. So, with his task of searching for human followers, he wouldn't be confrontational and say, I'm just here for the tithe, I think. We'll go ahead and just say, it is. The governor tells me you'll be giving us a hand. Okay, so we have a couple different options here. I didn't exactly agree, which is true. I never actually said yes. I just kind of got coerced into doing this. What did you have in mind? Or seems a bit chaotic around here, Eirik. I kind of want to go with the first one, if only to point out that Ubin notices that there's a bit of chaos around the city, which doesn't really do good for human-Varl relations with them being so close to the Varl border. So I'm going to go with that one. It's been worse. We've got a lot of irons in the fire. What does he want, exactly? Skullfings that you didn't hack up in the Great Hall scattered after you took out their chieftain. The governor just wants to make sure they stay down. Was hoping you'd join me in the marketplace by the docks. If there's anyone left to worry about, I know who can tell us. Okay. So I guess we're heading down to the marketplace. We're back here at the main map here, and you can see that the game will give you the location of where you are heading to. So mark it, obviously, by the docks, where you see the ships right here. This is where we're going. Let's go ahead and go to it. Let me handle this. Alright, so we've arrived here at the docks. You meander through rows of open-faced houses and eroded stalls. Colored canvases flap on a briny current. One man in particular blanches as you approach. Had. I'm not in the mood today. For what? Talking to an idiot. The Skullfing's chieftain bled out of an hour ago, Had. So when you tell me what rat anus the rest of them crawled back into, nobody's going to try to kill you this time. They don't talk to me. Okay, so we have an option here to step in. Eirik needs some help here. I don't have the patience for this, or say nothing. I don't want to interfere with this. I think that Eirik has this under control. And again, being the non-confrontational person that I am, I'll only get into a fight if I'm forced to do so. So right now, I'll just say nothing and let the human handle this. I like the fact, by the way, that I also have what looks to be a quill in my hand. For some reason, I'm always writing something. Eirik overturns his flimsy table, scattering Had's assortment of junk across the ground. Gods, Eirik, laying it on a bit heavy, don't you think? Where are the Skullfings? Noblemen, up by East Wall. But that was months ago, last I know. Had skulks away with a wave of Eirik's hand, gathering things from his hovel, disappearing for a while, until this blows over, you figure. Your bodyguard steps forward. Are we done here? What are you giving me the eye for? I saw that. You were looking at me, and as soon as I started talking. Yeah, like that. Don't look at me like that. I don't want to hear it. Alright? I'm trying to do some voices. Trying to make this more fun for me. I don't want to hear your nonsense like that. Stop looking at me. You and your big-ass sword. Gunnulf, were you wearing green back at the Great Hall? No. Just bought them while you were walking around. Why? You look like a frog. No reason, or they look good. No reason. Gunnulf goes off to look at more stalls. Eirik, that man of yours seemed unreliable at best. A blind dog wouldn't trust Had, but he used to be Skullfing. If they're licking their wounds, they've probably gone to old haunts, not new ones. Interesting idea from this guy, Eirik. Nobleman is a mead hall. Best I can tell. The name's ironic. Listen, I know a guy who would love to put a few of these skulls in the ground. I'm going to find him. I'll meet you there. Wait a second. Hold on. We're about to go into a fight, right? Don't we want some kind of plan? Shouldn't we have an approach of some sort? What a luxury. Come on. You've already mopped up worse today. Just make sure the governor remembers his promise. Double the usual tithe. I'll remind him. All right. So we can see that we've had different options. We can see that we have a bodyguard, which I'm very pleased with. I'm an important individual and I require a bodyguard. Gunnulf is my bodyguard, and he's got a big sword. Big swords are good, especially when all I'm carrying right now is a quill. Just want to point that out once again. I'm about to go into a fight with a quill. What am I going to do? Ink them? Let's go ahead and head to the mead house here. That's interesting music that I'm hearing. You arrive in front of what must be noblemen. A few minutes later, Eirik appears, with a weather-beaten man introduced as Valgard. I'll point them out, Eirik says over his shoulder. Ready? Wait. So not only are we not going to have a plan to this, we're just going to walk into the front door? You're walking through the front door? They ran into a meat house, says Valgard. I'll be surprised if they can stand up straight now. Okay, here we go. Valgard boots the front door open so hard it won't close again without repair. As you enter the hall, Eirik is already at the head of a table, his axe drawn. Wide-eyed, drunken Skullfings scramble to find their own weapons, turning tables and mead steins in the process. Alright, looks like we're heading into battle now. This should be interesting, our first non-tutorial battle. Okay, let's take a look around here. We've got ourselves 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 opponents. And again, remember that the star above their head is willpower. The blue number is their armor, and the number in the red banner, is their strength, which is also their health. So 8 of them versus what looks to be 4 of us. Once again, Ubin is staying out of this. We've got ourselves Valgard, Eirik, the Shield Banger, and Gunnulf is going to be fighting in this one as well. Okay. So what each of these people can do? Valgard, his ability is Stonewall, blocks 3 damage per hit. Eirik's ability is Rally, gives 2 willpower to an ally at any range. Okay. Return the Favor. Getting hit triggers a counterattack for 1 armor damage. That's not an ability, that's just the general trait he has. So anybody that hits him is going to get a hit back for 1 armor damage. Cool. And then we have Gunnulf, who has the Tempest. Normal strength damage to 2 adjacent enemies, starting from target and going clockwise. Okay. Now, let's take a look right now at their strength. Valgard here has a strength of 10. Eirik has a strength of 8. The Shield Banger has a strength of 9. Gunnulf is our most powerful warrior with a strength of 15. Now, what I would like to see is Gunnulf, like Eric, since he seems to be support, kind of stay in the background. Maybe continuously give out willpower to individuals. Valgard here, especially since Eirik also has only 1 armor. Valgard's not that much better with only 2 armor. But he has 2 exertion as well, so he can use that willpower to his advantage in a fight if need be. The Shield Banger has his shield, obviously. Has 2 armor. He's regular. And Gunnulf here, he's somebody we want to make sure that sticks around for a while, it looks like. Our opponents here, 6 health, or strength rather. Well, health and strength. 6, 6, 8, 8, 6, 8, and 8. With varying levels of shield edge. So, okay. Interesting situation. We once again have disturbed a party. Somebody's drunk on the ground. A couple people, looks like, are drunk on the ground. Or perhaps they tried to fight us a bit early. I like this old guy right here. He's just like, meh, whatever. I'm just going to sit here and drinking my mead and ignore what's going on right behind me. Everyone else is looking at the fight in some way, shape, or form. Except this old guy. This old guy's like, I don't want any part of this. That's interesting. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. So we click on an individual. Our first movement will be Valgard, probably, going down the line here. Let's go ahead and click ready. I guess we can pre-move these guys? Yeah, we can. So I want these guys kind of... kind of like this. And the reason why is this. Valgard's latent ability is Shield Wall. Adds 1 armor to allies and himself while adjacent to the ally. With him being like this, he can help everybody. Except I want... I'm going to move this guy over here, move him over here, move him over here, and move like this. That's more like it. Okay. So we've started the combat round now. You can see here Valgard goes first, and then it'll be this Thug Swordsman, then Eilik, then the Thug Leader, so on and so forth down the line. Now the way I've positioned them, I really don't want to move them. I would rather have the opponents come to me. The bad thing about that is that if they try to swarm, it might be a bit of an issue for us. So we will move this guy right here. And we obviously can't do anything, so we'll just end our turn. Okay, then we have here Eirik. We're going to have him come right here. He's going to end his turn. Ooh. Massive damage there, unfortunately, on Valgard. But he's now in range for the Shield Banger here. And the Shield Banger, he's pretty angry. So we're going to go ahead and have him attack this guy right here. And it's going to be for, it can be either for 2 shield damage or 4 strength damage. And we can pop a willpower and increase that to 5 if we wanted to, which I will. We just stabbed him in the stomach, you know, no big deal. And now with Gunnulf here, we're going to move him right there. He's got the shield bonus now. And we could have him do Tempest. Starting from this guy. And he'll go around the room. And he took out 2 guys in 1 blow. Now Valgard here. We're gonna have to try to do that again, basically, in a way. We'll move up slowly. And again, end turn. Huh. Did not do what I expected him to do. But unfortunate. Eric, I want you to... rally Gunnulf here. Yeah, see, now I kind of blocked myself in. I thought I was going to have another row to move around in, but I don't. So that's a bit of an issue. I can't attack anybody, unfortunately. I have to end my turn. Okay, that was a mistake. I can just do a regular attack on him for 9 damage and annihilate him. Once again, Gunnulf leads the way. Okay, now... Now we've got them all grouped together here. It'd be a fantastic opportunity to use Gunnulf's Tempest Strike again. The question is, how do we do it without causing severe damage? Alright, I have an idea. This could fail spectacularly. I don't want them going too far from each other either. And turn there. Okay. They, They didn't do what I expected them to do. We'll move up here. Use some willpower. Okay, he's gonna attack. Oh, I cut myself off. Damn. Okay. That's okay, though. We can still take out one guy right here. Cool. Good night. Oh! You're a funny guy. Okay, and we have Valgard here, who I think he could take that guy off. 90% chance of 1 damage. Yeah, no, I think I'm going to go ahead and back off here. Bye-bye. And end my turn. Running away! You're a funny guy if you think you can get me with 1. Let's see here. Eirik, can you take out this guy? 2 damage. With another 2. Alright. Eirik, not that great of a warrior. Shield breakage there. Oh, there's an opportunity to hit 2 people at once, but I don't think the shield banger has that capability. Nope. But he could do some damage to the chieftain there. More shield breakage. Alright, I'm afraid for that guy now. Gunnulf here, I think he can take out 2. Tempest, and then take out these 2 guys here. Yep, there we go. He ran me through, the bastard. Alright. How is your armor? That they've like, is it? It's 5. he still has a lot of armor there, which is cool. You can do 5 damage to him, with an opportunity for 2 more, so that's 7. That'll take him out. Good night. And now we've reached the pillage stage, where we can just kind of, well, we're actually going to move in order now against this one guy. So this will be quite fun. Eirik, go ahead and just have you rally the shield breaker here. And I don't know why I rallied the shield breaker. He has no abilities of his own. He's just going to go ahead and beat people up. Well, I guess for that reason. Thank you. Unfortunately, Gunnulf is not going to get this last kill. It looks like he's blocked. My bad, Gunnulf. Can't attack anybody either, so just end your turn. Looks like it's going to be Valgard who gets the final blow here. Which is good, because he's been like our... what's the word I'm looking for? Bait? So, that'll be it for that guy. And I think we'll have successfully finished this off, this battle. Alright. Gunnulf is ready for promotion. Alright. 10 renown. Plus 10 renown. Cool. There they are. Gods be damned. I've got to go wash off this blood. Eirik is looking out the hall's windows onto the bay. A fleet of longships approach with sails of bold reds and blues. One banner I know well, Vognir, next for the Varl kingship last we spoke. The other flag looks important. Yeah, important guests. See what I deal with all day long. Ah, things make a little more sense. You hoped I'd have a stake in saying everything's fine here when the royal guests arrived. Not me, the governor. Now I have to make sure there are no rotting bodies or pools on trails still in the Great Hall before they come by. Can I ask one more favor? We shed blood together. I'm okay with asking for a favor. What is it? If you happen to stall our guests down on the docks, I wouldn't object. Maybe I will. Eirik and Valagard hustle from the meat house. To his credit, Eirik tosses the barkeep a spar of silver for the mess. You give an apologetic shrug and go to greet the new arrivals down at the docks. Yeah, see? All the incoming ships. And then here at the docks, it looks like we're going to see some more people coming in. Well, next in line for the Varl Kingship. I see. Wagner. A familiar Varl steps to the docks. In your mind, you recall a much younger version tramping the halls of Grofheim, abundant in purpose. Gods, Ubin, you're looking ancient. Comes with being old. And if there is Wagner, there must be Hakon. Must there? Still bleeding tributes from the poor and stupid old yaks. At what age do you lose a sense of shame? Yrondir demands it. I'll take that over lingering to death in Grofheim. Speaking of, I had no sense that you were so far from home. Just returned from Abrang, in fact. And glad for it. Hakon motions to the other ships in the bay, sails still fluttering. Golden wolfhead emblazoned on red. The king of men, or someone on his behalf. The king's whelp. The king's son, Luden. Don't you know, Scrivener? We visit his capital. He visits ours. It's how you make alliances these days. It's a miserable waste of time. Yes, Hakon has it. I'd almost forgotten. It's a good thing you're around, Hakon. Then you're going to Grofheim. I have the distinct feeling I've finished my business in Strand and was heading there myself. We should caravan. We should. Give it a day. In better circumstances, I'd drink a week away, but, let's just be done. Find me tomorrow at the gates. What he's trying to say is the prince is a delight to behold. There's Moga. Hakon, have him find a place to put up the warriors. I'm heading up to meet the governor. A host of giants depart in his wake. You recognize a few. Others are strangers to you. Guess I'm off to find Mogna. See you in the morning, Scrivener. I'll be along. The young prince of men ambles from his ship. He brushes off his tunic, scanning the beach with low eyelids. Luden looks for all the world the sort of boy who grew up pulling the legs from spiders. The long road back to Grofheim should be more interesting than most years, you think. All right. Wariness settles in, and you chuckle to yourself about what an odd day it has been. One of the governor's men at the Great Hall could find you a place to sleep. Indeed they could. And it's time for me to get some rest as well. Find out what happens to Uden and his I guess, newly formed caravan next time on Let's Play The Banner Saga. Until then, this is J Square John Jeremy signing off, saying so long and take care.